Hello everyone, it's Kelly, and today we're going to do our April card set class. We have 3 cards tonight. The first one we're going to be using the Flowing Flowers stamp set, and we're going to make a card that looks like this. And this is the inside. It looks more complicated than it is. It's really a fun little card. And then you can always put something on the back side. Now, I am going to just say that my sample has 2 layers for the matting, and it is way too thick. As you can see, this ends up being just really thick, and that's going to be a lot of extra postage. So your kit that you're going to have is going to have less pieces. Still a lot of pieces, but less pieces. You should have your envelope, a card base, a strip of 1-inch strip scored in 3 spots, some white cards for stamping, some matte layers, another card for stamping, another matte layer, your 2 insides, and your outside. Okay, now you can tell that the outside was cut in a different way. I like my flowers to go a certain way, and this is the In Symmetry paper that we're using for this card. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put these pieces on first, and I'm going to use my seal for this. So let me just put the outside and the inside designer papers on. So sometimes when you cut designer paper, you get like a little lip. If you just take a bone folder and go across the edge of it, it will disappear. It'll flatten it back out, so you don't have that little lip. So let me put this on the front side of my card. I do that little Z thing. It's just how I do it. And let me put this on the front side. Okay. And then let's put our backgrounds on the inside. I just have to have things a little bit sideways to put it in. It's just how I am. So it gets it pretty equal for me. Oh no, I put the wrong one on the front. Well, this is what happens when you do it wrong. But I can pull another one, and I will fix that for a different card. I'll get the right thing here. It always pays to have a spare when I mess up. So here we go. I'll just have to make a new one for that one. Okay. Backups. They're a very good plan. You want these to be going the same direction and approximately the same width apart all the way around, just like the other side. You can put this to the side for now. It should be fine. Now I'm just looking to see what I did on the other one. So I had the yellow flowers going up and down, but it's going to be fine. You won't be able to notice it. So let's do some stamping, and let me get our stamps out. I'm going to use this flower. So let me put it on a block. That fits. And I think on the inside, if I'm not mistaken, I used this stamp, and I used this stamp, and I used the coral for it because for me it was important to have the coral. I just liked the coral, and I wanted it consistent all the way around. So we're going to use Calypso Coral for our stamping and navy blue. or Night of Navy, if we're sticking with the colors for Stampin' Up. I always mess them up, so I do apologize for that. So let me get out Calypso Coral. I also need to get out a Stamp Off piece of paper. It's like a mini, they have these little pads of mini paper. One side is metric, the other side is inches. It can go on your Stamparatus, but I actually use it to stamp, so I try to keep my base a little bit cleaner. That's not always the case, but we certainly try. So let's look at the front here. We're going to need also the thank you stamp. Well, we'll do all the blues at one time. Well, maybe we can put them on the stamps. This can go on here. And then what else did I have inside? I had just a note, because I like just a note. I'm so good at putting these in. However, they don't always want to come out. Just a note. And the other one was time for a happy dance. And that's this one here. Okay, time for a happy dance. So we've got all our stamps on our blocks. So these are going to be in Night of Navy. These other ones are going to be in Calypso Coral. The flowers are all in Calypso Coral. So we should have 4 of these little pieces of paper of the basic white and 1 large one. Remember, you have 2 sides to the paper. This one seems to be dirty on one side, so I'm going to try and stamp on the other side. And I'm just going to put one of these beautiful flowers on the front. What's really nice, this is one of those distinctive stamp sets. It is retiring this month. However, it's just such a beautiful stamp set that it's one that I'll probably just keep in my stash. I guess that's the best way to put it. So isn't that pretty? It gives me all the layers. It looks like I did a lot of work, and I didn't. And so now let me do 2 of these. Yeah, it's sad. There's so many beautiful stamps that retire, but you know, we have to make room for the new, and it's always fun to see new stamps too. So, you know, looking at everything, that's why they do what they do. And this one is just going to get stamped like in one corner, and then again on the other side. And this the same, because we're going to put sentiments in the middle of them. And this little one, this little stamp set, or stamp of flowers, this is what I use to do my envelope. So I'm going to bring my envelope in here, and I did the whole grouping on the front. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. And I don't worry if I got a little tippy on the front. I'll be better on the back. There we go. Okay, so our envelope's done. Our Calypso Coral is all done. Okay. And then let me shut up the Calypso Coral. And then I'm going to get out the Night of Navy. So here's my Night of Navy. On the front, I'm making a thank you card. So we'll put our thank you on the front and Night of Navy. These two just go together so well. Thank you. And then on these two, we are going to stamp sentiments. So one is going to say, time for a happy dance. And it's okay to go on top of the flowers with your stamping, but as you can see, it ends up being right in the middle, and that's good. Okay, so happy dance is done. Thank you is done. And just a note. There we go. So we have all our bits and pieces together, and now comes the fun part of putting this card together. It's really a simple card. I got the recipe for it, so to speak, from Jackie Bullheis. She is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Michigan. She's absolutely the funnest person to watch. She's very simple. She does simple, clean cards. Usually not a lot of die cuts, just a lot of simple stamping and elegant cards, and they're not hard. That's the best part. They are not hard. So we're going to mat and layer all of these pieces. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And it doesn't matter, you know, which one you do first. And we'll just put some seal on here. And I always do it off to a side so I can see it. It's just what makes sense to me. If you need to line it up a different way, you do. Now, if it goes on and you don't like it, if you're real quick and you haven't pressed down, you can move it. It is just 1/8 of an inch around. It is not very much. It's just a smidge. So you just want a little outline on the card. Okay, so that's how it's going to be for all of these. And you know, I'm so excited for the new catalog. I'm sad to see some of these products go, but some of them carried over. Our next two cards have got some carryover products, and that's fun too, that some of them carried over. Maybe in my next video, instead of you watching me glue and paste everything, I could have some done ahead of time. You know, it's a novel thought to prep the class before to make it quicker and easier for you. But sometimes it's fun to just watch me make mistakes too, because that's always fun. It really is kind of silly. And it's funny when they happen, because like earlier, I just started going and just grabbed the wrong paper and put it on and didn't realize it till I did the inside. So I guess if I was doing this over, I would do the inside first before I put the outside on, just because of that. And because I would want to make sure I've got it all lined up correctly. As you can see, I turn it around about 3 times, but it doesn't really need to go around 3 times. It's just, I don't like that. Come on, let's see if I can get it off. I told you, I sometimes make mistakes, and that's good because you can see that I don't do it perfectly, and neither do you sometimes, and it's all okay. We can always fix it. You know, there's no mistakes in art. You know, it's just new creativity that's going to happen there. So I'm just going to put this on the front so it's out of the way, because that's really where it goes next. There's no dimensionals here. There's nothing. It's just a simple card, because it's going to have bulk with the inside. So we're going to work on our inside now. So the inside of this needs to be have this mechanism. Our mechanism is going to be folded so that if you look at it, it kind of forms a V. Well, not a V, a W. I'll learn my alphabet too while I'm doing this. Okay, so I've got a W here. And what we're going to do is we're going to adhere it to one side and then adhere it to the other side. It's going to be a little bit longer than the papers, okay? And that's okay. It truly is. It'll get sorted in the long run. So what I'm going to do is I'm first going to put this here, some adhesive, and you know, when I get it on here, I just ball it up. I really should be using, and if you don't have one of these, you should get one because it really is kind of nice, is the silicone mat. Or any other silicone mat that you might own. Some people, I used to use one that was for cooking. This is a Stampin' Up! One. And so I kind of go up about half a, you know, I kind of went up maybe an inch, inch and a half. It's not precise. I know that surprises some people, but it's not precise. It's just I eyeball it. And we're going to put adhesive on this side too. I can see where green glue would be nice. So I'm just going to bring it in here. And when I think I've got it right, I don't have it right. Oh, these aren't lined up the same. So as you can see, these aren't lined up the same. That is my mistake from having it a different inside. So we'll just make that straight. So that's our mechanism. So as you can see, it's going to pop like that. Okay. And so now let's go ahead and arrange our items. So the first one I'm going to do, I'm going to put the flower up because I think that's just looks nice that way. And I center it within this area here. So let me go down the center. So I'm going to put my flower up. And then, just a note, time for a happy dance. I think that's always fun. And I really should have grabbed the other one that says sending a card instead of text, but there, I grabbed the wrong one there, but it still works. It's still fun. It is still fun. So I kind of center that and adhere it down. Now here we're going to put the flower, but to make it look like it's something different, I just turn it up the other way. So this is going to get adhesive in the middle. Okay. Again, I'm going to try and center it on here. And it's a little bit trickier this time because I want it to be sort of level with the other one. So let me, because the background's different, I'll do that. And I'm just going to go underneath and press it because I don't want to smash it too much. You can see already that we're getting bulk. And then we're going to put the last one right here. And you can just do this too. You could put it right on the white on these end ones. It's pretty simple that way. And voila, you have got your card finished. It looks, like I said, much harder than it is, but what an impressive little card this is. Very simple. It's just stamps, paper, and ink. And I just love the fact how simple it is. Now you can see that this one is a lot thinner than this one here. You can see that already. I mean, it's pretty much half the thickness of this one back here. Now, the other one had some embellishments like this. So let's go ahead and put some embellishments on this. Now I'm using, this is also a product that is getting retired. Where is it? I have a whole bunch of them. Or maybe I don't. Oh, here they are. Here they are. I keep them all in a little binder. So let's grab our take your pick tool. So let me grab mine because mine's in a different spot. it is. I've strategically placed it someplace safe. So we'll try it out of this one. I have set it someplace safe. And that's what happens sometimes. So let me just put my take your pick tool together. I have a spare one just for this reason, because I can always lose them. Okay, so I usually put washi tape on my stuff so I know it's mine. And you know, as soon as I'm done with this video, I am going to find my take your pick tool. So I'm just going to put one on the front to give it a little bit of oomph. And then on the inside, I always do odd numbers. So you can put one up here, maybe one right here, just because that would be a little bit different. Maybe one in here. Yeah, no, I'll put it down here so it's flatter. And we need something on the bottom. Put one back here. And even though we put one on just a note, I'm going to put one down here. So now I've got just a little bit of bling, nothing much, but I tried to keep it flat. The key was to keep it as flat as possible so it's not extra to mail this. This one would not be extra. This one would. It is quite heavy. So just remember, the matte layer sounded nice, but in reality, it made it way too thick. So thank you for watching my video. I hope you all have a great night.